Yes! Yes! I loved you in Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and happy Halloween. I don't have anything particularly Halloween-y to do during this episode, but there's a couple of things. Well, okay, how about a pumpkin wrapper? And then Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's all I got for you. It just so happens that this episode falls on Halloween weekend. And now that I think about it, the episode for Thanksgiving will be right in the middle of that holiday, and then Christmas is also on a Friday, so just get ready for me saying, I don't have anything Christmassy or Thanksgiving-y. But to start things off today, after skipping a week, it's good to see some Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series news. I missed you. And really, this is just a teeny tiny tidbit I thought I'd throw out there. Walmart.com has posted a landing page for Frozen Raven. No pics, and it hasn't been up for pre-order yet, but I'm assuming that this is just gonna be their Raven figure reissued in a different color scheme. You know, since that's what it looks like in the game. Not as exciting as Slushy Soldier on Walmart.com, but if you're into costume variations, bye-bye. And now that I think about it, I don't think I've skipped a release in this line. They're just nice fun figures for a nice fun price with a nice fun easy release schedule. Basically nice and fun, in case you didn't. Revealed just last week, Mezco has solicited their 1/12 collective 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface, and it holds more surprises than we thought it would. Not only are they giving us the look they teased, but there's also options to make it the Pretty Woman version or the Old Lady version. And when I first saw it, I thought, swapping clothes? No, thank you. But nope, it's just a jacket for the Pretty Woman head, and then an apron for the Old Lady mask. So not a lot of frustration. There's just something about this scale that if I have to dress it myself, no. Besides the heads, there are 8 interchangeable hands, a cleaver, a bone knife, a mallet and bucket, some blood splatters, and then a chainsaw with movie-accurate revving sounds. Like I said last week, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but is the movie chainsaw sounds really any different from regular chainsaw sounds? But like a lot of other Mezcos with extras like sounds and lights, this is $100 and it should ship late next summer. I actually missed this a few weeks ago. That's when the solicitation went up, but that doesn't matter. We'll talk about it now. TBLeague has put up for pre-order a 1/12 scale Anubis. I always give this line a little grief for their unexpressive faces and their dead-ass stares, but that's not a problem here. Mostly because the head it's a dog. And with TBLeague's seamless body, we usually still see cuts at the wrists and ankles, but again, not a problem here because they're covered with armor pieces. On top of all that, the cold, dead corpse feel of the rubbery body over metal skeleton, it's totally appropriate here for the Guardian of the Underworld. It's win-win-win with this figure. Anubis comes with 2 different head choices, neutral and an ankh, staff, and assorted armor pieces. This obligatory crotch shot shows all the intricate detail and the shininess of the green gem on the belt there. $85 and is actually scheduled for December of 2020, but I find that hard to believe since I still haven't received my TBLeague Vampirella that was due out in June. Not that I mind, I'm okay with the wait because I know how this year has been. I'm just warning y'all and setting my own expectations down here for it actually releasing in December. We've gotten so used to McFarlane Toys giving us news and reveals and pictures that we here at the studio have joked about giving Todd his own weekly episode. Haven't we, boom mic guy and camera operator and sound and light? You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Anyway, the DC Multiverse 2-pack of Red Hood and Nightwing was announced a while back. This week we got solicitations on Target.com, which means it only lasted for a few minutes before it's sold out, but at least we get a better look at the figures. Nightwing is nice, but woo, with that Red Hood. I'm not sure if this is a Target exclusive, but at that same time, the Flashpoint Batman also went up for pre-order, and the description there says Target exclusive. Man, Target with red, huh? It's almost like they have a theme or something. But on Instagram, McFarlane Toys explained that much like the death metal wave at Walmart, this Batman is only exclusive to Target for a short time. It should hit other retailers in March of 2021. $40 for Dick and Jason, who should be hitting in January, and then $20 for Batman, which should be in stores end of November, 1st of December, somewhere in there. Okay, so it wasn't that much of a Todd-intensive week. The other news item straight from the source, remember I said that when we get to the next thing, but they did do an update on their Kickstarter spawn. First, we saw packaging samples, which Todd described as sexy foil logos, baby. But you know what I always say about packaging? That's just one step closer to getting into our grubby little collecting hands. Then they posted a picture of Spawn just majestically standing on a rooftop, and this seals the deal for me. Don't get me wrong, I kicked into the Kickstarter. I have a couple of figures coming, but it was still kind of, oh, what's the torso going to look like? Or in action poses, and this just wipes all that away. I know, there's no ab crunch and no double elbows. But this is what Todd set out to do. Yeah, they considered other options, but this is still way more than I thought it would be from the description we got back at Toy Fair, where we thought it was just going to be, hey, is that going to be just a straight up statue? There's also these two shots that have a lot of atmosphere and attitude, but I don't think they're as good as that first shot. But it does show some of the options and just, you know, different looks. But how does a toy that wasn't available at retail and hasn't even released yet get on the Toy of the Year awards? I dig it, but it's like a movie that hasn't been released getting nominated for an Oscar. Wait a second. But for something a little new and unseen and leaky, this has not been officially released. Toy Wiz posted a picture of some upcoming, or what I'm assuming to be upcoming DC Multiverse figures. At least at the time I'm recording this. Todd is probably in front of a camera right now telling us how cool and sexy these figures are going to be. But it looks like the unmasked Thomas Wayne version of Flashpoint Batman is actually part of a wave, unlike the standard version of Batman. That's odd, but this is McFarlane Toys we're talking about. You're gonna have to expect the unexpected a bit. The wave also includes infected Nightwing, which doesn't benefit from the cuteness of putting a demon Joker head on a smaller Robin body. Still not a bad look though, but I've put it in my brain that this head goes on small Robin, not big Nightwing. Bizarro, I thought they would put that on the infected Superman body, but no, they just went, again, they swerved us. But not that I'm complaining, this looks good. I would complain about the lack of a neck in this picture, but at the same time, Bizarro is supposed to be a little off-putting and weird looking. Me have long neck. And then John Stewart Green Lantern finishes out the assortment. Again, proportions are a bit wacky, small head, long arms, but it also doesn't look like, well, who knows? It's kind of a dark picture. Maybe all the articulation hasn't been cut in yet. I'm also not familiar with this costume, but when it comes to Green Lanterns, if there's some green and some Green Lantern logo, I'm usually down. No info on release yet, but like I said, we shouldn't have to wait too long. It's been another rough week for NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collectors, with the Triceraton and Roadkill Rodney 2-pack going up on Target.com for about 3 minutes. But if you have the Secret of the Ooze, Toka, and Razar 2-pack on pre-order, you're in luck. Here's the final packaging for that, and again, like I always say, packaging. It keeps everyone else's damn dirty hands off your sweet, sweet plastic. And again, like I said a minute ago, one step closer to our shelves. We also got solicitations for the video game Turtles in Time Pirate, Bebop, and Rocksteady, and then the Ultimate Baxter Stockman. The best thing about this line, though, besides the awesome pixelized decos and stylization, is that these are available at all online retailers, like, you know, Dorkside Toys. I didn't play the game too much, but I think it's cool that NECA is just digging in and giving us characters and looks that I didn't think they'd do. I mean, there's quite a bit of new sculpting to both Bebop and Rocksteady, and that arm for Baxter that can actually grab turtles, that's pretty nifty. What's not to love here? Bebop and Rocksteady are $55, Baxter is $30, and they're both set to release next May. Sticking with our favorite mutated turtles that just happen to be, you know, ninjas and teenagers, this is the last week to pre-order your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Wave 4 directly from Super7. To give us a different look at Muckman, Mondo Gecko, Casey Jones, and the undisputed greatest turtle of all time, Donatello, they posted a video going over the accessories and details. I mean, pictures are nifty, but somebody actually holding the figures in their hands like Casey and giving us a sense of scale and size, ooh, yeah, that makes me even, I need them now. A link to that video should be right here if Future Robo remembers to do it. If not, go over to the Super7 YouTube channel, that's where it's posted. Man, that Future Robo, so many write-ups. I have to get on to him all the time. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to fire him someday. Getting into Star Wars, because besides Halloween, this is also Mandalorian Season 2 start weekend. And for the occasion, our old friends GTP Toys have put up something new. For those of you who don't know, for a while they were making third-party Death Star walls and accessories, but they done got themselves licensed by Disney now. That means they have access to the archives and can produce official Star Wars product. And what better place to start than the Tanta 4 Blockade Runner hallway? There's a couple of doorways, some walls with interchangeable panels so you can put them wherever you want. Those all mount into a floor piece, and then it even says 100 plus LEDs, both blinking and static. Oh, I can't wait to see samples of this. Now the panels lock into the floor, so this is the setup that you have to go with, but they have said that you can butt two of them together and get just one long hallway. They also state that it's accurate, and I tend to believe it because it almost matches the layout of Hasbro's Vintage Collection version. This is just bigger, meant for the Black Series, and way fancier. But that also means a bigger, fancier price at $180, which isn't that bad given all the bells and whistles here. Limit of 2, the pre-order window stays open till December 13th and should ship next March. Like I said, Mandalorian Madness has started and I couldn't be happier. My wallet, on the other hand, Target had advertised a Hasbro Star Wars Black Series reveal for Mando Monday, where it would go up at 8 a.m. in the morning and then for pre-order at 3 p.m. And as I predicted, they screwed up the reveal at 8 a.m. of Din Djarin, but they did put the pre-orders up right at 3 p.m., which promptly sold out at 3:01 p.m. Now, I'm not super worried, one, because the Marvel Legends and Star Wars exclusives at the Big Red Machine haven't been that hard to get lately, but at the same time, I'm looking at the pack thinking, for the most part, it's reuse. We already have the Mandalorian body in the Beskar armor, we have the jetpack, we have the rifle, and hell, even the child brings nothing new to the table. In fact, it looks like it has less paint than the current single pack release. Then Hasbro added the second pram, the tracking fob, and 5 Beskar ingots, all nice. I like those. But then the biggie, the unmasked Din Djarin head. And when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, what's going on here? But then again, when he did have his helmet off for that very, very short time in the first season, it barely looked like the actor. For a second I thought, oh, is that the stunt double? What's going on here? I don't know. I just don't think I'd ever display it without the helmet, given how huge a deal that is in the show. What I'm trying to say, the pram, the Beskar, the tracking fob, it's not enough to make me go nuts over trying to find this. If I run across it in the store, cool, but there's plenty of other Mandalorian figures out there. And that's me saying that. $35 should release in December. The same could probably be applied to the Amazon exclusive Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian Speeder Bike, Biker Scout, and Child Pack, but for some reason I'm excited as hell for this one. The bike and trooper are just reuse with decos to match the show. Well, mostly. The scouts in the series have this weird, unarmored part across their midsection, and then the knee pads are flipped upside down. But the dirt and the grime and the wear and the tear are on point, along with the white paint on the speeder bike. The child is essentially a head plugged into a satchel, but there is a sculpt difference with the mouth open, like when he's enjoying the ride with IG-11, or maybe biting the trooper's finger. It'd be cool if that's on a ball joint that matches the child figure, so you could swap the heads whichever way you wanted to go with it. Bottom line, the Biker Scout is a nice figure, even though it is an older mode. The speeder bike has been off the shelves for a while now, and it adds to the Mandalorian shelf. Best of all, Amazon exclusive, so you can still go on right now, 2 days later, 3 days later, 5 days later, however long it's been, and pre-order it still. Are you listening, Target, you sons of bitches? Let us have some pre-orders. Whew. Today was Fan First Friday for Hasbro Power Rangers, and I usually don't report on these because I have no clue what goes on here. I don't know what's new, I don't know what's old, so whenever I'm talking about it, it's just like, oh, that character looks cool, I don't know who it is or what they're supposed to be doing. And I think they actually revealed these at PulseCon, but now we get an actual look at the prototypes. There's the Lightning Collection SPD A Squad Blue Ranger versus B Squad Blue Ranger. It's 2 Blue Rangers fighting each other. Or do they fight each other and then team up and There's also a Lightning Collection Power Rangers in Space Red Ranger versus Astronema. I'm actually interested in this one simply because Astronema looks like a good action figure. I mean, I'm always down for more unique, different looking females for the shelves, and that may be right up my alley. There's some kind of deluxe 8-inch release with King Sphinx. Vives and I talked about this during our PulseCon roundup, and it's an interesting design. It's Sphinxy. As much as I don't know about Power Rangers, every time I see one of their villains, I think, oh, that's wacky and wild. I could stand those with my Fortnite figures, which right now is probably burning some people's ears off, but hey. And then finally, to me, the most interesting figure and appropriate for this weekend is Pumpkin Wrapper. I don't know what it is about this. It's the color scheme, it's the overall design, it's just Halloween-y. Plus it comes with pumpkins that you can replace other figures' heads with. I mean, it's just fun. But if you're a super fan of Power Rangers and actually know what you're talking about, just Look at the pretty pictures. The Versus packs are $40 a piece. The Deluxe Villains are $30 a piece, and those should hit in January. Finally, Hasbro sneaky revealed a Marvel Legends retro-carded Cyborg Spider-Man on their Instagram this week. Now, whether you're a fan of the Toy Biz 5-inch line, or, like me, enjoyed the hell out of the Revenge of the Sinister Six storyline from the early 90s, this is a good look to get. It only lasted for an issue or two, but it was enduring enough to even show up in the recent PlayStation Spider-Man game. It's so 90s it hurts, and it's a good pairing for Deathlock in case you have him floating around the display somewhere. Downside, it's yet again another Target exclusive, which, like I said, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. Pre-ordering on the website is always shit, but I have been able to find the Thunderbird and Storm set in store and some of the other recent ones. You never know. That's the worst thing about a Target exclusive. Will I be able to find it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But man, a retro card is hard to pass up. So nostalgic. And that's it for this week. Well, probably not. But again, if I miss something, we'll roll back around to it next week. Or in the case of TBLeague, several weeks later. If you're interested in seeing any of these pictures up close without one of my many employees around the studio here botching something up, I'll be posting that and links to more information, pre-orders, etc. on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. I didn't even realize it till this morning that next weekend is Tamashii Nations 2020. Hopefully we'll see some SH figure arts for different things, different movies, different properties, but one of the things they are teasing is the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man. And going through the site, the only thing I really noticed was a Chogokin statue for Pac-Man, and I thought, meh, okay, but there are rumors, and somebody's found some lists of an SH Figure Arts Pac-Man. So that'll be interesting. See where that goes. See what happens. 40th anniversary of Pac-Man. That doesn't make me feel old or anything. But if you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. Actually, it has been a while since they've shown some SH Figure Arts Star Wars stuff, huh? Maybe with Hasbro revealing their speeder bike and biker scout and such, we'll finally get around. Oh, well, no, they haven't done the Remnant Trooper. Bandai has shown some stuff in the past, but we haven't seen it get solicited. Because, you know, we're not buying enough stuff at the moment.